Hey Techno Studs! In this video, let's talk about NFTs and what NFTs are. I find that there's some misconceptions around what NFTs are, so let's clear those up. From the way I see it, there are two different definitions when it comes to NFTs. One of those definitions, which is a little inaccurate, is how most people view NFTs, and that is you're purchasing some sort of digital art, something that's going to appreciate in value. Then there's the technical definition of what an NFT is. An NFT is a token, a non-fungible token. It is a token. I'm going to represent it as a certificate, kind of like a certificate of purchase. Or another way that you could look at this is it's a receipt. So let's get into a little more detail about that. For the most part, through this module, I'm going to be talking about this, and then I'm going to just address this from an art standpoint or purchasing some sort of collectible. So NFT stands for non-fungible token. So let's break that apart. So first of all, we have to understand what the non-fungible means. To do that, we can compare it to what does fungible mean. So I'm going to compare dollars to a non-fungible asset here. So something that's fungible is something that has some sort of equality to it. What I mean by that is like a dollar denomination or yen denomination or some sort of currency, you can trade one for another. An example of that is if I had a $20 bill, a $20 American bill, and you had a $20 American bill, we could exchange that and we are exchanging the same value of that. So that's fungible. There, we can trade the same value with that. Versus non-fungible gets a little bit more, a little bit different, right? So an example of this would be a painting. A painting could be a unique, one-of-a-kind, something that if I have a painting and you have a painting, we couldn't just exchange those paintings and know that we're getting the same value out of it. So that's what non-fungible is that it doesn't have quite a tagged value to it that's as solid as a fungible asset does. So now let's talk about the token side of this. A token is something that's visible or tangible representation of something, not the actual something, but a representation of something. So let me give you an example of like a picture of an art. You have something that's an art, and then you turn that into a token, and that token is what you're actually buying and selling, not the item itself. So although you may feel like when you're buying a NFT, you're buying the item itself, you're actually buying the token representing that object. So what can an NFT represent? Well, it could represent anything, really. It could represent that artwork, whether it's digital or an actual physical piece of art. It could represent a signed baseball or a signed baseball bat. It could represent a conversation. It could represent any kind of media that's out there. So it's whatever you want it to be. So what you could do is you could create something, digital or otherwise, or own something. You create a token for that, and then you could go out there and sell that token.